Hey there, everybody. I'm Rusty. This is Rusty's Sudoku stream, late night edition. I was out of town 24 hours ago, plus much earlier in the day. I think I got up to my place around 10 a.m. maybe 11. Maybe it was noon. Doesn't really matter when. I was up there until 11 a.m. today. And awake the entire time. So I got about 4 hours of sleep when I got home today, or got back to the house. And kind of figure it might be a good idea to see if I can solve the two puzzles that we've got. One for yesterday, which I'm loading up right now. Okay, and that is puzzle number 343. A medium puzzle from the Sudoku Store's 1000 Medium Puzzles collection. And I'm giving you a little bit of time. You can pause the video and see if you can solve the puzzle. If not, that's fine. If you can, that's also great. Come on back and watch me attempt to solve it, and we'll see if that works. All right. I'm going to check, and it says I got a solvable puzzle here. So let's start filling in where we know some things might very well be. And there's my indicator that it's time for me to do.
It appears to be time to post the Sudoku solution and tomorrow's puzzle.
All right. Couple of 8s here. And yep, can't do that. I got a couple of 1s over here. A couple of 1s here. Hey, we got a solvable 1 right here. That helps with a couple of 1s there. I got 3 possibilities over here now. So let's move on. How about 2s? We've got a 2 down here, and that's the only 2 on the board. So there's got to be a 2 in one of these 6. I've got 4 in this square, 3 in this square, and everything else is going to devolve to what those suggest. So let's move on. I've got a 3 here, another 1 here. It means I've got 3 possibilities here, 4 possibilities here, 3 here. Wide open there. I've got 3 possibilities here and here. All right, and so that's not being very useful. I had 4 possibilities there. Move on to 4s, and one of these 2 is going to be a 4. And I actually can fill that one in there because one of these 2 is going to be a 4, which means that one had to be it for this square. Over here, we've got a 4 going here, and then we've got 2 possibilities here, and I got 3 possibilities here, which we won't fill. How about 5s? I've got 3 5s at the top, another 1 here. One of these 3 is going to be a 5. I've got 3 possibilities here, 2 possibilities here, so we can mark those. Over here, I've got 3 possibilities, and we've got 3 possibilities here. So, 3 possibilities here kind of means we got to move on. Let's look at 6s. We've got 2 possibilities for a 6 here. This one says that one of these 4 has to be a 6, but actually it says one of these 2 because I've got a 6 down here. That blocks anything in or these two sixes block anything in these two columns. All right, over here we've got two possibilities. Same reason. We get 3 possibilities here for pretty much the same kind of a reason. Here we got 2 possibilities for a 7. Also 2 possibilities for a 7 here. Meaning this one's going to be a 7. This is going to be a 7. That's going to be a 7. And let's see, over here, did we get anything narrowed down? Nope, nothing gets narrowed down there yet. All right, we got those two marked, earmarked for 8s. An 8 here, 8 here, 8 here. So we got 4 possibilities for an 8 there. Here we've got just a single 8. Nope. Control Z. So that means I've actually got 2 possibilities for an 8 here. Here we've got 3 possibilities. So we'll move on to 9s. We got a 9 there and a 9 here, meaning one of these two is a 9. Over here we've got 2 possibilities for a 9. Here we've got 2 possibilities for a 9. That means one of these two is going to be a 9. And not a lot of useful information here. We've got 3 possibilities here, 6 possibilities here, and not a lot of guidance over here. All 4 of those are still possible. All right, let's see if we picked up any 1s out of this. So we know one of these 3 is going to be 1. All right. Again, we got one of these two is a 1. One of these two is a 1. That means I've got actually one of these 3 is a 1. Okay. So not a lot of usefulness there. 2s. We got the 7 that we picked up here. So does that help with any of the 2s? Actually, let's look at this here. I've got 2 places where I've got 3 things to fill in. That's a 2 there, so that can't be a 2. One of these 2 has to be a 2. That one and that one. 1, 2, 3. 3 would be nice to figure out. Not getting a lot of usefulness out of that, though. Oh, hey, we get 2 possibilities for 3 down here now, as opposed to 3 with that 7. All right. Let's see. So, still one of these 3 is going to be a 3. Get a 4. It looks like one of these 3 is going to be a 5, without any useful guidance as to which yet. All right. We got 2 possibilities for 5 here, 3 possibilities here. Okay, 3 possibilities here, and 3 possibilities here. All right, let's go on to 6s. Ooh, 1 6 pair here. So that means that these are going to be 2s, 3s, and 9s. We've only got the 9s marked for possibilities here. Okay. That doesn't do as much good for me as I'd hoped. All right, we're looking at 6s. It looks like everything where we know that there's going to be a 6 other than this up here where there's 3 of them are earmarked. 7s, same deal. I've got 2 places here and here left to fill. 8s, we got a pair of possibilities here. Those are givens. 3 possibilities here. 2 possibilities here. 2 possibilities here. They don't give me any useful information here. And we've been through the 9s already. Alright, let's go ahead and mark the 2 3s in these 3. And we'll see if that gives me anything in a minute. We get a 1. One of these is going to be a 2. 3, 4. One of these is going to be a 5, but not this one. So 5, 5, 5. 6. We got those 2 marked for 7. And one of these is going to be a 9. How about down here? We got a 1 and 2 possibilities for a 2 now. Didn't catch that earlier. We got 2 possibilities for a 3, a 4, 2 possibilities for a 5, 6, 7, 8, and these 2 possibilities for a 9. Because they are the only places where we can have a 9. That means this is going to be a 2, not a 2. I got a 5, 3, 9, 3, 5, 9, but I also get to clean up some 2s earlier. We've got 2 possibilities there now, plus the 3 possibilities here. Alright, how about over here? 1, 2, we've got 3, 3, and 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 8, 9, and 9. Does that help anything yet? Not that I can see. Alright, one is, well, we got a 1 here. 2 here, and here. It was marked as a 2 because of this one. 3s. Looks like we're wide open on 3s. 4s. We got a 4 already in here. How about 5s? That can't be a 5 2 ways. So one of these 3 is going to be a 5. 6, 7, and 8. And we've got the 2 earmarked for 9. So onwards we go. 1. How about 2s? Looks like we're wide open on 2s at the moment. 3s. Oh, that was one of the 2s. 3s, we've got 3 possibilities for 3. 4, we have 3 possibilities for 5. A 6 and a 7 and an 8 are provided, and 3 possibilities for 9. All right, 1s, 2s, kind of wide open on 2s at the moment. 3s, and also kind of wide open. Well, not quite. That one can't be a 3. All right. 1s, we'll get a 1 here, 1 here, 1 here is all possibles. 2s. Hold on. One of these 3 are going to be a 1. One of these 2 is going to be a 1. That means that's going to be a 1, not a 1 here. That's going to be a 2, not a 2 here. So 6, 3 up there means not a 6 or not a 3 there, not a 3 here. That's going to be a 9 and a 2. So not a 2, not a 2, not a 2, not a 2 or a 9. That becomes a 2, 5, 3, 5, 3. Here we've got not a 9. 4, 3, 4, 3. So that can't be a 3. So it's going to be an 8 and a 9 here. 5, 3, 5, 3. 5, 3. Nope, doesn't help anything there. This is no longer an 8, so that's going to be a 1. That's going to be an 8. This is going to be not a 1. And over here we get a 6 out of that batch. 1 here, which populates all the ones except here. Actually, it does populate that one there. All right. We were looking here. We got the 4, 5. Actually, I need to populate the 2s. 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. Not a 6 here because of this one down here. That means this is not a 6. That becomes a 6. We had a 7, an 8, and a 9 already in the square. So now we come down in here, and let's see what we can do here. We get the 1 already. We've got 3 possibilities for a 2. And 3 possibilities. Nope, 2 possibilities for a 3. Because this one is going to be one of these 2 for 3. 4s, and we've got 2 possibilities for 4. And how about 5? We've got 2 possibilities for 5. That means this one's going to be a 5. This one's not. Neither is this. That's going to be a 3. That's going to be a 9. Not a 9 here or here. And that's, down here we can clean up this square. And clean some of this square up. Including all of it. So not a 9 here. Not a 5 here. Not a 3 here. So we got a 2 coming in here. That makes that a 9. That becomes a 2. This becomes a 3. This becomes a 9. 6 comes in here with a 3 here. 6 here. We got a 4, 2 pairs there. Looks like I've got to finish filling this one up. I can clean up that 2 there. One of these 2 is going to be a 2. All right. We were to 5s already. 6, pair of 7s. One of these. This one's going to be an 8. And now I've got one of these. This one's going to be a 9. So that becomes a 3. That becomes a 5. This becomes a 2, 4, and 7. 5 here, 7 here. 2 here, 4 here, 3, and 4. That took 16 minutes, 48 seconds to solve. So let me... I'm going to need to open up app. Actually, I've got it here. Gives me a couple minutes for the app to open up. Should be on the right page. We are R433 or 343. Going to be 16 minutes. $48. All right. That's noted in my log here. And I'm loading up puzzle number 344. How did you do on 343? I am obviously a little tired from the effects of yesterday, and I did not get much sleep last night because various reasons, mostly I think caffeine, but it could have been an adverse reaction. I got stung by some bees or wasps or hornets or something. They were fairly small, but not sweat bee size small. We got some of those around here. Haven't run into any up in my place north. So, all right, that's loaded up. I am going to give you a couple of seconds to give it a try, or to pause the video and give it a try yourself. The bees, or whatever stinging insects I ran into, poisoned or stung both of my earlobes. They swelled up a bit, so maybe I'm dealing, or am at risk of becoming a, what do they call it? Drawing a blank. Hypersensitive to that. Not immune. Allergic. There we go. Allergic to bee stings. I'm not going to argue that that's a good thing or a bad thing, but okay, let's give this puzzle a check, see if it loads up properly. It does. This might be a better place to pause. I don't know if you were worried about whether that was an issue or not. Looks like I got a 6 going in here. Got a 9 here. Says one of these two is going to be a 9. One of these two will be a 9. One of these two will be a 9. Oh, we got an 8 here and here. One of these two is going to be an 8. Because I've got this 8 down here. And here we've got an 8 that gets dropped in as a solve. This won't be an 8, but I've got 4 possibilities here. One of these, this one's going to be an 8. So I'm now down to 2 possibilities for an 8 here. And let's see. How about we start with the 1s here and see what we get. We have 3 possibilities there and here. 5 possibilities here and here. And everything else is all options possible. Okay, 2s. 2 there, 2 here. One of these 3 will be a 2. And again, 5 possibilities here, 3 possibilities up here, 3 here. One of these 2 is going to be a 2. And nothing really providing guidance here. 3, 3. One of these 2 is going to be a 3. How about here? Not a lot of use there or there. One of these 3s or 4 is going to be a 3 here. I've got 4 possibilities here. 4 possibilities here. All right, how about 4s? Now we have a 4 here with this and this. One of these 2 is going to be a 4. Don't know which yet. I've got 5 or 4 possibilities here. 3 possibilities here. 4 possibilities here and here. All right, 4s are processed. How about 5s? We'll get a 5 here. One of these 5, or 4 is going to be a 5. Again, up here, one of those 4 is going to be a 5. All right, we get a 5 here, says that can't be a 5. It doesn't help me with either of these or this one. This one can't be a 5, but I've now got 3 possibilities down here. This can't be a 5. Let's get the 4 possibilities here. 2 possibilities here says these 2 can't be 5s, but I still have 4 possibilities here. These 2 can't be 5s. These 3 are possibilities, though. And obviously 4 possibilities for 5 here. You don't see that? So you can let me know. All right. Get a 6 here. This is one of these 2 is going to be 6. Let's do this one. Turns that into a 4. It also means 6 has to be in this column up here. This is the only available space for it. Down here, we've got 3 possibilities for 4 now. We were working on 6s. So this one's going to be a 6 because this and this and this all work together to constrain that. This one's going to be a 6, and that means I've got all the 6s on the board. All right, we got 3 possibilities. Oh, this one's going to be a 7 because we got a 7 here and here, constraining it to that one only. We got 3 possibilities for a 7 here, 2 possibilities up here, and 3 possibilities here, but only 2 possibilities here. That means this one's going to be a 7. Too many possibilities up here, so we'll leave that alone for a moment. How about 8s? Oh, we've got the 2 possibilities for an 8 there and there. Neither have been impacted. And then we've got, that's it for 8s, it looks like. 9s get a little bit interesting. We've got 1 possibility for a 9 here. It says this has to be a 9. Let's figure out what that other one is. That looks like it's going to be a 3. Doesn't help us up here for 3s at the moment. It does say it's going to be one of these 3 for 3 here, one of these 2 for 3 here. All right. We were looking at 7s, or 7s though. And that means up here I've got 3 possibilities for 7 and 2 over here. 8, one of these 2 will be an 8. These 2 is going to be an 8 down here. 8 and 8, 8 here and here. All right, 9s. 9 and 9 here says this one's going to be a 9. That one plus this one says I've got 3 possibilities here. I've got 1 possibility here, though, which means we now have 2 possibilities here for 9. This one's a 9. We've got 2 possibilities for 9 here. And 2 possibilities for a 9 here now. That means this one can't be a 9, that's going to be a 9. All right, we've got 2 possibilities for an 8 here and down here. That's not doing anything good for me. Get a 9 here and here, here and here and here, here and one of these 2, and one of these 2. Okay. So we got a 1, going to be one of these 2, not a 7. And over here, we've got 2 possibilities for 1. That means I've got 3 possibilities for 2. 2 possibilities for 3. I got a 4 already. One of these 2 is going to be a 5. And we don't know which of these is going to be a 2. Up here, and let's keep moving around. We got 3 possibilities for 2, 5 possibilities for 1. We've got 3 possibilities for 3, 3 possibilities for 4. Here down here we've got 2 possibilities for 4, and 2 possibilities for 4 here. One of these 2 is going to be a 4 though, so this one cannot be. 4, 2, 3, 9. Leaving 1s, 2, 3, 4, and 5s to clean up there. That can't be a 9 now. Over here we've got a 2 coming in here. One of these 2 is going to be a 2. Over here we've got, one of these 2 is going to be a 1. That makes this into a 1. 2, 3, 4, this one's going to become a 5. That poses a problem. Oh, no it doesn't. This one's going to be a 5. This cannot be a 9, so it's going to be a 4, turning this into a 9. That turns this into a 4, this into a 1. This can no longer be a 5, so that's going to be a 5, that's going to be a 3. This is going to be a 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, that's going to be a 5. Not a 4, that's going to be a 4. And that can't be a 5, so one of these 2 will be. Come down here, that's going to be a 5, that's going to be a 1. And I've got 2 possibilities for a 1 now. Here, 2, it looks like one of those is going to be a 3. So it means 3 is going to be decided somewhere over here. This one's going to be our 3. Because that can't be a 3. Means one of these 2 is going to be a 3. Already know this one can't be a 3 because of this down here. This 3 says that can't be a 3, so this is going to be a 3. And we got a 4 here. How about 5s? Okay, this can't be a 5, neither can this, so one of these 2 is going to be a 5. 6s. We got a 6 already, 7. And we're looking for 8. Now this can't be an 8, that can't be an 8. One of these 2 is an 8. Alright, let's fill in the others. One of these 2 is going to be a 1. That tells me this is going to be a 1. 7, 1 here. That makes this into a 7. 1, 2 here. 3 here. 1 here, not a 1. 3, 5, and 7. 5 here, not a 5. This one will be a 1. Makes this into an 8. This becomes a 2. 8 and 2. 3 and 1. For a solve of 12 minutes and 7 seconds. I'm going to get that posted up to Blue Sky. If you're following, or if you've joined Blue Sky, the Sudoku store is at SudokuStore. In their pinned post, They have links to their Amazon and Etsy stores. You are welcome to go over there and you can get the same collections I'm working with here, which are the 1000 easy, medium, and large puzzles. If you want to, you can try getting ahead of me on what puzzles we're doing for the day. The next couple of days are going to be the hard level, followed by an easy level on Sunday, and then back to mediums for Monday through Thursday. I wish you all well. I hope you had a great day. My day, a little bit long, so I'm going to go get some sleep. You have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you again